Alright guys, so today I want to show you guys a new rack that I'm going to be dropping on my Patreon. It is going to be the new Whey Bass Enhancer Rack. It is a beefy boy, but I'm going to walk you guys through it so you understand how to use it. There's also presets over here you can kind of jump through. It's not a one-size-fits-all, and we'll get more into that. So this rack is really good for like basic chugs and doinks. It's not really good on like sustains or like legato longer notes, something that just has like an initial sound. So the best results I've had are on something like this or like this. Doesn't really do good with like really airy stuff. It's not necessarily great, or like this. Like it needs like an actual tone because it enhances the tone and adds a lot of grit. So let me show what it can do. So this is before, this is after. I also made other iterations of this same exact bass. Sounds like this. All coming from the rack. Once again, this sound up here without it. With it. Different kind of hits there. And I can also show you it in a rhythm before we get into it. This is without anything, with drums. And this is with it. So let's actually get into the rack itself. Now, the biggest thing to get really cool results is just you're gonna hit randomize. And if you forget anything and you're in the rack, I left a little sessions note here that has all just a basic kind of overview of everything in here, explaining kind of what it does for you. Now, what happens with these knobs, for the most part, they're color coded. So this is going to be your impulse response. You are going to need convolver for this, kilohertz convolver. You have stereo width and shift, which is going to be your pitch in that. That's Ableton stock. You have your dispersers over here, and these are going to be your mount, frequency, pitch. A heavy linear saturator is going to saturate everything. The more you saturate, the higher the distortion of everything kind of blown out is. So let me explain. Also 4-band OTT. And then you have your VR fat rack, and this is your final clipper. So these are all going to be like your saturations. This is going to be your 4-band OTT is going to be the most aggressive, and heavy saturation is going to have a lot of high end and low mid saturations. So as we get in the rack here, you have your dry input, you have your tonal, and it's going to have an impulse response in it. And you can play around, you can put whatever you want in this. If I want to change it, like if I want to put a clap or something. Try this. And you can just get different things. You can extend it if you want a longer tail. So you can kind of do whatever you want. You can put basses in here. So you kind of understand that. The noise is just, once again, it's going to be a impulse response. But I just chose a random noise. You can use whatever you want. Stretch it. Don't want high pitch. Play with those, and then you have your small room, which you can just turn off if you want, which is just going to be a little bit of like reverb in there. Okay. From there, you're gonna have your mids final EQ. So tone out, or you're gonna carve out whatever you don't like. Maybe I want to control that. Maybe I want to also control this over here. So you can control it that way as well. Now, that's all going to be sent to your saturation after that. So let's go to the sub. Now, if you're going to be doing stuff outside of D, you're going to want to set to a key. Right now, it's just defaulted to D, split. So how dramatic you want the sub, you can kind of do that with kick tight here. And then you have your saturation and your shifter, obviously. So we can go. We can turn off the dispersers. And then the final EQ to taste. I just generally have a low cut in the mids because there's a lot of distortion, a lot of low mids are building up. But you can also like cut down on the shimmer if you want. But muddy's the big one you're going to want to look at there. Now, the fun thing is you can just randomize this rack or do different presets. Or you can just hit random. And now the biggest thing is your drive volume. If you want if you were looking for an upfront bass, make sure you just keep that around 0 to 6 no matter what. You can even exclude it from randomization if you wanted to, but whoops, not stereo width. And you can make something super gritty out of that. I mean, we could even pull in another random bass here. That's fine. Just pull that in. We'll just take one shot out of that. I'm actually going to keep that. That's actually a pretty cool sound. And you can get a lot of results this way. So this is just a pretty straightforward rack that's going to be available on my Patreon when this video goes up. You can get it in the description below, and you can level up your production needs that way. So if you have any questions, comment them below. But I hope this was helpful and you guys learned something today. All right, peace, y'all.